And on the last day, I think you are having, because sessional is generally for 4 days only. So morning and afternoon are the exams. So mathematics, then chemistry, then electrical, then I think you have EM. Yeah. And the other subject is your social science and all. Okay. So that is how your exam will go. So you have to prepare properly for your exams. And before your sessional exam, there will be a 10 marks MCQ test. Okay. Regarding practical, I will take a test for around 25 marks or 20 marks before your sessional exam. That I'll tell you in the practical time. Now, henceforth, we will have almost regular lab uh, classes only. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The strength is there. So now we can. Some lag is there from my side. I don't know what is the problem with VNIT net and all. Or my PC is like showing some problem. Right, we have seen this part also, and we were on. Yeah. Now you tell me what all things we had discussed earlier. Just revise the things that we has been discussed earlier in the class. Can anyone tell me what all portion we have discussed right from the beginning? Today is third. Can anyone tell me what we had discussed earlier?
I'm about impurities, boiler troubles, external treatment.
Impurities, boiler trouble, and external treatment.
Also the
Okay.
hardness.
Regarding alkalinity and hardness. Okay. Regarding boiler troubles, how many types of troubles we have discussed?
Four. Four types.
Four types. What are they? Anyone else?
Timing and foaming, caustic embrittlement, boiler corrosion, scale and sludge formation.
Okay. So I expect that being an important portion, you are at least writing the heading in your notebook. You see, if you don't write the complete detailed paragraphs and paragraphs, at least you write the headings so that when the PDF of book is provided to you, you are knowing that these things has been discussed and you can read that part in detail. Okay. Okay, so we saw the like lime soda process. It is an external treatment of water, which is which can be classified as batch process and continuous. Okay. Now, apart from batch and continuous, you have hot and cold lime soda process. And in this process, lime and soda are added to the raw water either in a tank where the water is kept standstill, or it is added in a inner concentric circle of inner concentric tube in which a specific flow rate of water is maintained, and the chemicals are also like mixed with water and are added here so that they get mixed with water. So a certain rate at which the chemicals and the raw water will be going here is fixed, and this is a continuous process here. Slowly with a low flow rate, it will be entering, and at the same flow rate will be here where it will be coming out. Whereas in the intermittent or batch process, it will be a tank is filled and kept standstill, and then you agitate it, and after agitation, allow the precipitate of calcium hydroxide and calcium so magnesium hydroxide and calcium carbonate. Sorry, it is not calcium hydroxide. It is magnesium hydroxide and calcium carbonate sludge that will separate out or precipitate out here, and you get clarified water or softened water. Then we saw these reactions. First of all, we saw that lime removes all temporary hardness. And here, this is a reaction which is very important because 1 mole is requiring 2 moles, or one equivalent is requiring two equivalents. Okay, then lime removes magnesium permanent hardness but incorporates calcium permanent. This is the calcium permanent which is incorporated. Then lime removes free mineral acids and it adds calcium permanent hardness. Then lime removes dissolved gases, but there is no addition of any calcium permanent hardness. The gases are removed completely and there is no addition of calcium here. Okay. So then lime removes dissolved salts of Fe and Al, and the salts are like Al2SO4 thrice and FeSO4. You get incorporation of again calcium permanent hardness. Then the final reaction which removes all the calcium permanent hardness formed due to reaction of lime with magnesium permanent, free mineral acid and FeNAl salts along with the calcium permanent hardness which is present originally in the water sample. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus the originally present calcium permanent hardness in water. All these things are removed by soda. Soda is Na2CO3, and Na2CO3 will react in such a way that it forms a CaCO3 down precipitate plus this. Now this is going to increase your dissolved solids, but still you have removed the hardness for your like we have seen scale and sludges. So the scale forming salts are removed. Okay, so little danger of priming may be there, but the scale forming salts are completely removed. Okay, and this is a very cheaper process because lime and soda both will be very it won't be costly. So treating water with lime and soda is always desirable. So from these six reactions, we had deduced a relationship for lime required. If you are given a numerical, how to calculate the lime required. So lime required will be equal to, now you know that calcium and magnesium temporary hardness requires lime. So we write here calcium temporary and magnesium temporary into 2 because here it's an exceptional reaction. So into 2 is written here. Then magnesium permanent is removed but incorporates this. So with that part we will see when we see the soda reaction, soda equation. So here you have magnesium permanent, then three mineral acids, gases like CO2 and H2S. H2S is generally not there. If anything is mentioned, then you have to consider accordingly. Then salts of Fe and Al, and plus bicarbonate ion and minus NaAlO2. Now, for the time being, we know that this is These are the impurities which are removed by lime, and they are all expressed in CaCO3. Generally, in numerical, they are not given like in this way, but you are supposed to convert it into CaCO3 equivalents by using the multiplication factor. And I have already shown you the multiplication factor earlier. If you remember, before we discussed the boiler troubles, it was discussed. So this is 74 by 100 because these salts are first of all converted into CaCO3 equivalents. Now you want to know get the true weight of lime. So it is 74 by 100, and here 100 by percentage purity. This becomes the purity factor of lime, and this is the number of liters of water to be treated. Now this being milligrams per liter generally or ppm, it is written 10 to the power 6 so that you get the lime in kgs. Okay. So then comes the soda required equation. 106 by 100, 106 is the molecular weight for soda into the calcium permanent hardness. Now, this is a simple way you are writing calcium permanent hardness, but then we will write the actual equation, purity factor and number of liters to be treated by this. So now comes the key part, that is magnesium permanent hardness is incorporating calcium permanent. So we write here magnesium permanent hardness. Then free mineral acids, if they are there, then only you have to consider it here. But if they are present, then this number of equivalents should be added in this. Then salts of Fe and Al should be added, and then you have minus bicarbonate. Now you will see that it is written here plus bicarbonate. Here it is written minus bicarbonate. I will explain to you. We will come here again to discuss why plus and why minus. And sodium aluminate is negative in both the cases. So you have to subtract the equivalents of sodium aluminate from lime required as well as soda required. Okay, so this much you keep in mind as and when we go ahead for the rules to solve numerical. That time I will discuss again when we solve numerical. That time again we will discuss those things so that you will not forget those. Okay, so this is what is the line required equation. Every one of you, please write this equation. This one line required and soda required. Okay, I'll give you 2 minutes time to write this equation. Then we are solving numericals today. Those who don't have calculator, get your calculator. Make habit of using a scientific calculator, non-programmable scientific calculator, because you are allowed to keep that for chemistry exam so that you can do all the calculations there itself. No mobile or PCs are allowed, so don't like be habitual to using a calculator, scientific calculator, and not the mobile calculator. Mobile में जो download किया है, don't use that. Okay, make habit of using scientific calculator. Okay, so get those things and write these two formulas. Overriding.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For solving numerical problems on lime soda requirements for softening of hard water, certain steps have to be followed, and the steps are units in which impurities are expressed, like whether it is expressed in milligrams per liter, that is ppm, or degree Clark, or degree French, that should be noted down. Yes, you should first of all see what are the units in which they are mentioned. Then you see that if impurities like KCl, NaCl, SiO2, Ne2SO4, Fe2O3 or K2SO4 are given in the raw water, then they do not, since they do not contribute to hardness, especially potassium, sodium salts. These are precipitates. This one. So this is dissolved salt, but do not cause hardness. So because of these, even if they are mentioned, they should be ignored during lime soda calculations. Okay? All the substance causing hardness should be converted into their respective CaCO3 equivalents as a matter of convention and convenience. So how to convert this? We know, we have already discussed, calcium carbonate equivalent of an impurity will be equal to weight of the impurity into the equivalent weight of calcium carbonate divided by chemical equivalent weight of the impurity or equivalent weight of the impurity. So true weight of impurity divided by the equivalent weight of impurity into 50 will give you CaCO3 equivalent of the impurity, and that becomes your multiplication factor. Okay, if the impurities are given as CaCO3 or MgCO3, these should be considered to be due to, like, if it is mentioned calcium carbonate is there, although you know that it is insoluble, but if it is mentioned in a numerical, then you consider that there is presence of calcium bicarbonate, and you have to consider this and use the multiplication factor of calcium bicarbonate. And if magnesium carbonate is expressed, you consider that it is magnesium bicarbonate. And then and they are only expressed in terms of these. Like, this is only the way of representation. Sometimes numerical are expressed like this, but if it is there in the numerical, you have to consider it to be temporary hardness. Okay. Then the amount expressed as CaCO3 does not require any further conversion. So if already it is expressed in CaCO3, then you don't have to again multiply with a multiplication factor, this multiplication factor, and get the CaCO3 equivalents. So you should first of all, as I told you, first you see what are the units in which they are expressed. If it is the true weight, then you calculate CaCO3 equivalent hardness, or CaCO3 equivalent weights. Okay, so the amount expressed as CaCO3 does not require any further conversion. However, the amount expressed as magnesium carbonate should be converted into its CaCO3 equivalent by multiplying with 100 by 84. Okay, so if magnesium carbonate is mentioned, you have to multiply it by 100 by 84, and not by, this will be, the molecular weight will be 61, 61, 122 plus 24, so 146. Okay, so you don't have to multiply, the multiplication factor for magnesium carbonate will be 100 by 84, but when you are going for lime and soda calculation, it will require lime and soda as per this particular impurity. If the analytical report shows the quantities of Ca2 plus and Mg2 plus, what does it mean? Like, if the analysis of water is not given in salt, like in the form of salts, if they are expressed as, like, water contains calcium cation, magnesium cation, then one equivalent of soda is required for calcium, whereas one equivalent of lime and one equivalent of soda is required for magnesium removal. Okay. Then certain very important things are here again. The principle involved is, like we have already discussed here, it is 1 mole requiring 1 mole and removing it completely. But for magnesium bicarbonate, 1 mole requires 2 moles. And if a give result is asked for this, you can write this particular answer. The reaction of magnesium bicarbonate with lime is an exceptional one, where one equivalent of each ion, cation as well as anion, require one equivalent of lime for its removal. And therefore, Mg2 plus plus twice HCO3 minus 2 equivalents of this require and 2 equivalents of this require total 4 equivalents for its removal. Hence, equivalence of magnesium temporary hardness is multiplied by 2, okay, for calculating quantity of lime and lime requirement. Okay, then Al2SO4 thrice. I have already explained you this thing. This is again revision of that. This is alum Al2SO4 thrice plus thrice CaOH twice. This is lime and
Ma'am,
yes.
previous slide, ma'am, please.
We have discussed right when I told you how to get the how to deduce the formula for lime required and soda required. We have discussed this is all calcium and magnesium temporary hardness. Calcium bicarbonate and magnesium bicarbonate. But when you treat calcium bicarbonate with lime, 1 mole requires 1 mole. And like since this is also calcium, this is also calcium, you get formation of 2 moles of calcium carbonate. But with magnesium, it is not like that. 1 mole of magnesium temporary hardness requires 2 moles of lime for its removal, and the reason is given here. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
The 2 equivalents of magnesium, like 2 plus is there. So this is 2 equivalents of magnesium plus 2 equivalents of bicarbonate together becomes total 4 equivalents. The cation part as well as anion part requires OH minus for its removal. And that is why this becomes an exceptional reaction where you get formation of magnesium hydroxide and calcium carbonate. Okay. The next one, next concept is if alum is there. Now, alum is like 1 mole requires 3 moles of lime. But if you talk about equivalents, 6 equivalents of alum require 6 equivalents of lime for its removal and leads to formation of 6 equivalents of flux or aluminum hydroxide and 6 equivalents of calcium permanent hardness. So since it is like 6 is there, so we can say that 1 equivalent of alum requires 1 equivalent of lime, but when they react together, they produce 1 equivalent of aluminum hydroxide flux, which settles down, and 1 equivalent of calcium permanent hardness, which remains in the water in soluble form. And that is why we say that alum will be alum or Al salt will use lime as well as soda because this part for its removal will need calcium, sodium carbonate, and hence soda is required. Hence, equivalents of alum are not multiplied by 3 in the lime required column. This is the reason why your alum quantity, here it is 3, so this is not multiplied by 3. So don't confuse between this reaction. This is 1 mole of magnesium temporary hardness reacting with 2 moles of lime. What is the difference? Here it is actually 2 equivalents of magnesium bicarbonate reacting with 4 equivalents of lime. But if you consider this way, that 2 equivalents of cation as well as 2 equivalents of anion, total 4 equivalents are requiring 4 equivalents of lime, then your stoichiometric ratio and the concept becomes clear or valid. Otherwise, you will say it is not following the stoichiometry. Okay, so coming to this place, now here, although like 1 mole of alum is requiring 3 moles of lime, but if you see the equivalents, this is 1 equivalent of alum because this is 6 equivalents are requiring 6 equivalents. So I can say that it is reacting in a 1:1 proportion, producing 1:1 proportion of this. So therefore, you don't have to multiply the alum part or equivalents of CaCO3 for Al2SO4 thrice should not or should never be multiplied by 3 factor. This should not be there. Why? Because of this. Things are clear? Still, I tell you, half of the students will do this mistake. Molecular weight of alum is 342. So the equivalent weight becomes 342 divided by 6. Write down these things. These are very important. Don't think that you are wasting time in writing the thing. You have to, exams are like you have to show a handwritten PDF only. You have to submit. The molecular weight of alum is 342 and the equivalent weight is 342 divided by 6. So it is 57. So your multiplication factor for alum becomes 50 by 57 or 100 into 3 divided by 342. Okay. So this is the divalent part into 3. So 3 into the divalent part divided by these 6 equivalents or what you say 1 mole of alum. Things are clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Should I go
Yes,
ahead?
ma'am.
कितना
Yes,
टाइम लगता है आपको अनम्यूट करके बात करने के लिए yes ma'am I got it we got it whatever it is some reaction should be there as such I can't see your faces okay so please write these things whatever has been written right from this part it is very important okay and there is not like things are not that difficult that if you can't get it you can get it but if you don't write you will not remember it so write so that you remember those things okay now line soda calculation for coagulants now you see there are three coagulants one is ferrous sulfate second one is alum or Al2SO4 thrice and the third one is sodium aluminate okay now these three coagulants can be used as a coagulant for um, rapid precipitation or settling down activity. Now, ferrous sulfate FeSO4 7H2O molecular weight is 278. Okay. Now the multiplication factor will be 100 by 278. So whatever weight of ferrous sulfate is given, that into 100 by 278, you get the CaCO3 equivalents of ferrous sulfate. Now this ferrous sulfate, this is point number 5 in lime soda reaction with. We have discussed those 6 reactions, right, for lime soda calculation. So this is there in the 5th point. Then alum Al2SO4 thrice molecular weight 342, equivalent weight 57. So multiplication factor is 50 by 57 or 100 into 3 by 342. Then sodium aluminate, the third one. Sodium aluminate. Now comes the very important and this part. Now we will go back here and see that we are writing in the line required as negative and for soda required also negative. You will get the answer to this point, this thing, this fact that it is to be deducted from both is here you see sodium aluminate NaAlO2 when treated with water goes into water forming NaOH. Okay, NaOH is caustic soda or a strong alkali which is completely ionized. Then is AlOH thrice. This is termed as flux. Okay, so one equivalent of sodium aluminate neither requires lime nor requires soda for its removal. But however, this hydroxide which is formed, now sodium aluminate, it leads to formation of NaOH. This is considered to be one equivalent of lime. Okay, and since this is considered to be one equivalent of time, it is seen that this hydroxide is not having calcium with it. Otherwise, if you see all your this thing, lime contains hydroxide. So this hydroxide is without calcium, and that is why it is considered to be like hydroxide equivalent to lime. So this NaOH form is considered to be equivalent to the lime, and that is why. Uh, and this hydroxide is not containing any calcium. That is why it is deducted from lime and soda requirement both. Okay. Now, what is the molecular weight of this? Should we read this? One equivalent of NaAlO2 neither requires lime nor soda for its removal. But however, NaAlO2 sodium aluminate produces one equivalent of hydroxide, OH minus is sign here, which may be considered to be one equivalent of lime. Now, this is considered that one equivalent of lime is forming. Hence, the corresponding quantity equivalents of NaAlO2 should be deducted from both lime and soda requirements. So, it is deducted from both lime and soda. Now, why it should be written minus? Because this hydroxide will react with magnesium permanent hardness present in water and will remove that as magnesium hydroxide. And since it is removing magnesium hydroxide, magnesium as magnesium hydroxide, that is why it is not incorporating any calcium permanent hardness also. So that is the reason why it has to be deducted. So the NaOH produced on adding sodium aluminate to water acts as lime but is not consisting calcium with it, and that is why it has to be deducted. So sodium aluminate molecular weight 23, 27 and 32 together becomes 82. Equivalent weight is also 82. Multiplication factor becomes 50 by 82 into or 100 by 82 into 2. This slide is very important because number of numericals will comprise one or the other coagulant, because when lime soda process is carried out in cold condition, you need 10% excess chemicals, that is lime and soda, as well as to hasten the rate of reaction, that is the settlement of magnesium hydroxide particles and calcium carbonate precipitate quickly under the gravity. These coagulants are added. So these coagulant will form FeOH twice a flock, AlOH thrice a flock, and this also forms AlOH thrice flock. Now, because of formation of these flocks, they help all the negatively charged particles to coalesce on it, and heavier particles settles down very quickly. So if coagulant is added within 2-3 hours, your water will be completely clarified or softened. Yes, there is some doubt.
Ma'am, equivalent weight is 82 by 4 ना मैम?
Equivalent weight is
82 by 4.
82 by 4. क्यों?
इसका वैलेंसी फैक्टर हम 4 है ना मैम? NaLO2. NaL का मैम.
NaLO2. Okay, if it goes into water, how it will go? When you dissolve, inorganic पढ़े हैं ना pure chemistry?
हाँ मैम पढ़े था.
पढ़े हैं ना? हाँ. तो बताइए NaAlO2 पानी में जाएगा, वाटर में डिसॉल्व किया, तो what should form?
NaOH plus Al aluminum hydroxide.
हाँ, will this part ionize? This part? No, it is only Na plus which will be ionizing. So Na plus form करने के बाद, being a strong strong means your alkali metal takes up hydroxide from this H minus, and then this H plus is added to this particular thing along with another water molecule. So H3 तो यहाँ पे balance करना है तो good. See, last year we made these PPTs and this year we are making corrections into it.
Ma'am,
Yes,
could you please explain multiplication factor again, ma'am? Like 50 by 82 is written over there. Could you please explain how it has been written? Because while calculating equivalent weight, we generally write molecular weight of the formula by charge or something like that, no, ma'am. Charge or valency.
I told you earlier because calcium and magnesium are divalent, okay? So and calcium carbonate also. So if for simplicity of calculation, it is taken as 100 by the molecular weight of hardness causing salt, because hardness causing salt will be always uh, mm, 1 mole equal to 2 equivalents, because their valence is 2. So here it is 100 by 162. Here also it will be 100 by 146. Here also there is no
Okay.
problem till you have these things divalent ones. Okay. Now the
Yes, ma'am.
problem starts when the water will be expressed as calcium 2 plus, magnesium 2 plus. Now in this case, if it is written like this, it will be 100 by 40 or 50 by 20.
Yes, ma'am. So here we are doing it with respect to weight of the calcium carbonate. Multiplication factor is with respect to weight of equivalent weight of calcium carbonate in that particular salt.
Yeah. Come here now. NaAlO2. This is taken from book directly. Okay. Now, NaAlO2. Why I am telling you such a thing? Till you have these impurities, there is no problem, no issue at all. You can consider 100. But the moment you come to this side, here there is bicarbonate impurity. Now bicarbonate impurity is univalent. Its equivalent weight is 61. Okay. Now, if you consider such an impurity, then when you are using your multiplication factor, if you are writing 100, then because this is univalent, it has to be multiplied by 2. So 2 into 61 is done here. Or what is written here? 100 by 2. So what has been done? They are calculating or they are writing the equivalent weight of CaCO3
Calcium carbonate.
divided by the equivalent weight of this particular impurity. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So 100 by 2 is 50, and then they write 61 by 1 because 1 is its valency, and that is why it is written like this. So this is in equivalence. Okay, so this particular multiplication factor is in equivalence. Now this is not in equivalence because you are considering 100. So this is the molecular weight of CaCO3. So because this is the molecular weight of CaCO3, you have to multiply 61 into 2 so that you get the proper multiplication factor. And that is why for any such univalent ion, you make habit of using 50 only. 50 by 61. Don't get confused in writing into 2 and this and that. Okay. So simply say that it is 50 by 61. For bicarbonate, also make habit of writing 50 by 30. And for hydroxide, because these are alkalities, we have determined alkalinity, or these are ions which will cause alkalinity to water, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
knowing. So make habit of writing 50 by 61, 50 by 30, and 50 by 17. Because hydroxide will be there. So in the treated water analysis and all, you have many numerical different type. Okay, now coming to H plus. Okay, write 50 by
Yes,
1.
ma'am.
Best way. 50 by 1, what is wrong? Because when you are writing 100 by 2, you will say, why should I write 2? So this part, this right hand part of the table, make habit of using 50 by 61, 50 by 30 for carbonate, 50 by 17 for hydroxide, 50 by 1 for
H
H
plus.
plus CO2. Now CO2 is considered to be divalent and hence it has to be 50 by 22 or 100 by 44. Okay. And HCl will be 50 by 36.5. Why complicate your calculation in doing these things? Okay, 2 into 36. Calculator में करते करते number of students will skip somewhere to somewhere some sub values, and then they will come to me and say, madam, just because I didn't multiply by 2 my answer, because one thing goes wrong, the whole answer goes wrong. Okay, so try to simplify your calculation. This part you consider as 100 by the weight, and here you consider all equivalent weight of CSU3 and equivalent weight of impurity. Okay, now coming to H2SO4. H2SO4 is okay, 100 by 98. Okay, then FeSO4. Now this is 278. Now this is 278, but again divalent, so you can consider 100 by 278. Al2SO4 thrice, make habit of using 50 by 57. Okay, just keep in mind this value 50 by 57, because what is done here, 50 into 2 is already there, 100. Okay, so 50 into 2 is already there, into 3. So actually 50 into 6 they have done here. This is 100 into 3 or 50 into 6. And this is already into 6. And that is why it is 50 by 57 actually. But while writing they say that 100 into 3, so becomes 300. So 300 by 342 means what has been done, the equivalent weight is multiplied by 6 to get the 3 equivalents of 3 moles of what it is, CaCO3. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
3 moles are 6 equivalents. So why not talk in terms of equivalents only? So we write 50 by 57. Make habit of 50 by 57. These two impurities, okay, 100 by 98 and 100 by 278. But this part and this part, both the things, alum and sodium aluminate. Now sodium aluminate molecular weight is 82. Equivalent weight is also 82. Isn't it? This is chemical equivalence column. So that is also 82. So if it is 82, you have to say that either 100 divided by 2, which is 50, 82 divided by 1, which is 82. So 50 by 82. Or if you are writing 100, then 100 divided by 82 into 2. They have multiplied this to get like something which is in proportion with your weight of CaCO3, molecular weight of this. So this becomes 100 by 164. This becomes confusing, remembering what is 164. Always see that you can immediately calculate from NaAlO2, this 82. You don't have to mug up or remember. Okay, you can calculate these things now. So it is always better for all these impurities and these two, H2SO4 and FeSO4, you go for calculating 100 by the molecular weight. But for rest of the things, I will advise you, you make this multiplication factor chart in your notebook and you write down how to calculate for bicarbonate ion, carbonate ion, hydroxide, H plus, CO2, HCl, and alum and NaAlO2. These things, the multiplication factor for all of them, you should write and practice once so that you can immediately solve in your when you are writing your exam or numeric. Okay, so this I think we have done. Okay, ठीक है? So this is I think this is also clear. And now, yeah, because there are 3 coagulants, I have specifically again written it. Since its molecular weight is 278, the multiplication factor becomes 100 by 278 or 50 by like half of this value you can write, which we have already covered. Then alum also we have covered, molecular weight 242, 342 and equivalent weight 57. So the multiplication factor should always be 50 by 57. Then sodium aluminate, molecular weight is 82, equivalent weight is also 82. So the multiplication factor is 50 by 82. Okay. So these two, 50 by 82, this is 50 by 57. Things are clear? So that is how you will calculate the chemical equivalents. Now coming to, we have some 5 minutes time. One more aspect we will discuss. If the analysis of water is expressed as ions, then calcium should be considered as calcium permanent hardness. This is very important statement. If water contains Ca2 plus Mg2 plus, then calcium should be considered as calcium permanent hardness, and the calcium permanent hardness is removed by soda. So it will require only soda for its removal, forming calcium carbonate precipitate plus twice Na plus. So the multiplication factor for calcium ion is 50 by 20 or 100 by 40. Then if magnesium ion is expressed and magnesium is considered as Mg permanent, it is considered as Mg permanent hardness. So both are considered to be permanent hardness. If it is permanent hardness, we know that it requires lime for its removal, incorporates calcium permanent hardness, which is removed by soda, and hence lime and soda both are used for removing Mg2 plus ions. So this is how you have to consider. So for Mg2 plus ion, 50 by 12 or 100 by 24 is the multiplication factor. Then multiplication factor for CO2 is 50 by 22 or 100 by 44. Bicarbonate ion, which is 61, here it is written. This is again another important part. If you are having bicarbonate ion and you add lime to it, so we know that bicarbonate reacts with hydroxide to form carbonate. So one equivalent of bicarbonate requires one equivalent of lime and produces one equivalent of soda. And this carbonate ion which is formed is considered to be one equivalent of soda Na2CO3. And hence, when you are doing the LR calculation, the equivalent of bicarbonate is added to the lime required formula, whereas the equivalents of bicarbonate are deducted from soda requirement, and it is written minus SR in minus in the soda required column. Okay, so this is the reason why. Now, what is the basic reason? The carbonate which is formed is considered to be sodium carbonate or equivalent to sodium carbonate. So this is not the sodium carbonate which is externally added, rather it is formed due to reaction of bicarbonate and lime. So this bicarbonate is consuming lime, but by itself it is producing soda, which is not added externally but has formed inside the water tank. Okay, and that is why the equivalence of bicarbonate is added in LR column, whereas deducted from SR column. The multiplication factor for bicarbonate ion is 50 by 61 or 100 by 61 into 2. So rest of the things we will discuss in the next class, and we will solve numerical. Okay, so for today we will stop here.
Okay, ma'am.
So when do you have next class? It will be on Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thursday morning 10 to 11.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And till that time we have practical on
Wednesday.
Wednesday 2 to 4. Yeah.
Ma'am, morning 10.
Thursday morning 10 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The links have been already sent to you, and the same link you have to use for joining for all your classes. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
मैम लैब का सबमिशन डेट कब है?